And we are live. Hi, everyone. Oh, hi there. Welcome, welcome. This is a, well, I wouldn't say maiden voyage. It is, it's a trailblazing voyage. Welcome to all of you. I'm going to see if I can pull us up here on this computer, and we are going to hang out together. It is Sunday night. There I am. I can see us there, so I can type to you. I can talk with you. Welcome one, welcome all. Let me silence that. Okay, good. All right. We were going to have a guest. We were going to have Zoom. We will have Zoom. I believe we will have Zoom, which is connecting the world. And during this it's a difficult and challenging time of weird uncertainty, but it is necessary. Hi there, Terrestrial Aura. Were you over on Periscope earlier today? It was wonderful to see you over there. Let me introduce what we're doing here. This is called a gathering circle. So every Sunday night, UK time, 7 p.m., I'm going to, yes, hi there, welcome. I'm going to, hang on one second. Getting messages. It was weird. The moment I started setting this up, you are actually on my phone, and the phone started blowing up right before I went live. So there's going to be some technical issues as we wade through this. The lighting might be a little bit questionable. But either way, I want to invite you. Hi there, Asha. Hi there, Asha. And good. Thank you for being there, Terrestrial Aura. If you are on the Living Theosophy social media platforms, it is exclusive Theosophy on YouTube. Sorry, on YouTube here, on the Facebook Living Theosophy, on Instagram Living Theosophy. It's all Theosophical there. On Twitter, you will see Twitter's live feed, which is Periscope, and that is a peek into our lives. So that's kind of like it's like a reality show. We show you what we do with the restoration of the house, and we tell you a little bit more about ourselves. But here on this channel, I cannot stress this enough. The most important thing is that this is the star. The teachings, these ancient teachings, this ancient knowledge that antedates all of the world's religions, sciences, and philosophies is the star. Theosophy is the star here. Now, we talked a little bit about last time on some of the book studies, what is Theosophy? As you are here now, I'd like to ask you, if you are here and you've gotten notified and you're here on the Sunday night gathering, I'd like to ask you, have you heard and do you understand what the word Theosophy means? Because I've said it enough. And I'm going to try to go ahead and see if I can get you to engage in conversation, because hopefully next week we'll have Zoom up and we can have guests. I'm looking forward to having some amazing speakers here, other folks, like-minded folks like you, that can share your experience, your hope, your insight during this very difficult time. So, do you know what Theosophy means? If you do not answer, I will answer anyway, as I'm used to talking to myself. I'm a former radio and television broadcaster. Please forgive the fact that I will drink out of the bottle. This is tonic water. And I brought this and I did not bring a glass. But Theosophy means gods. Not God, but gods. Theos, theo, gods. Theology. Theosophy. Theos means gods. Yes, there I see. Now the answers will come up here. Hi there, I see you. And then it feeds up into this one. So I apologize. Hi there, Angie. Okay, Theos means gods. Sophia is wisdom, like Sophia, the love of wisdom. So Theosophy means it is the wisdom of the gods. This is ancient knowledge, sacred knowledge. I see you there. Hi, welcome. Yes. So Theosophy is what we call it now, but this has been around long before we ever named it Theosophy. And Theosophy is not exclusive. It is not going to cut anybody off or anybody out. It belongs to everyone and solely to no one. So at this particular time, when we are in our homes all over the world, we share one common denominator: this virus. This virus, the coronavirus. You are watching this video on April, what are we on the 5th? Yes, April 5th, 2020. And our world will be different. And I believe that our world will be better. And I think that during this downtime, there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of uncertainty, and there's a lot of anxiety. And I'm here to introduce you, if you've not known about them before, introduce you to these ancient teachings that you can find out more about. You don't have to find out about them here on this channel. They are out there. They are available, and they are the fundamental teachings of truth. That is the, hang on, somebody just, oh, thank you. I see you commenting. I feel it will be, oh, good. I'm glad you feel it will be better too. Thank you for participating. What she's doing there, I would like to encourage you to type your answers. I do apologize. I wanted to have Zoom on. I wanted to have things much more technologically advanced. However, things happen. And in live television and in live broadcasting, this is what takes place. So in order to breathe life into this, somebody's got to go first. Somebody's got to come in. And thank you very much, Terrestrial Aura. I believe you are in the south of the United States. Are you not Kentucky? Am I right? Is it Kentucky where you're calling in from? Thank you for being here. What I wanted to do was ask you a few questions, talk to you. I wanted to gather with you. I wanted to give you some hope and give you some help. And once we can Google Earth where we're at, we can see things a little bit more clearly. I would love to have you on. I would love to have you on. I did try to get Zoom to work. However, it wasn't able to work on YouTube. It will work on Facebook and YouTube. I just haven't worked that out yet. We were talking about fear in this particular time. There is an uncertainty. If you study the teachings of Theosophy, if you're able to study and apply, become, put them into practice, there is a sense of comfort that goes far beyond the world of the senses, far beyond this terrestrial world, where we are dealing with a lot of suffering. This is a place of great suffering. And the reason that I am here on this channel is, I always say this, it's like a slogan, and it is from the voice of the silence, can you hear and can you understand, can you feel the suffering of all on this planet? This is the purpose of Theosophy, is to help to ease the unnecessary suffering of all beings on our planet. And right now, there is much suffering at hand. So that's what I wanted to talk about. So if you have any questions, if you'd like to say anything, if you'd like to be a part of this, please, please, please participate, share this out. If you'd like to get some free text, if you look over here, you will see a very special, oh, there he is, little purple picture. See him right there? You click that, you're going to be able to subscribe to the channel, share this out to somebody that you feel might benefit from it. That will help this channel grow. The most important thing is it's not about me. I am simply an instrument. That's it. I'm just a voice. It is about the teachings of Theosophy. Now, if you go to the Living Theosophy website, you can get free downloads of these texts that we're going to be talking about tonight. You have the 14 lessons in Oriental occultism and yogi philosophy and Oriental occultism. The Voice of the Silence, we're doing live book studies of the Voice of the Silence. You get a free copy of that. We have Light on the Path. We've done live book studies of Light on the Path. You can get free copies of that. And thanks to the Theosophical headquarters out of London, they still have some paperbacks available for those of you who live in the United Kingdom of this text. There will be a new episode up of this study. We're entering reincarnation and rebirth. This is the key to Theosophy. And if you live in the United Kingdom, we will mail you out a copy of the Key to Theosophy. Or you can click the link underneath the videos and you can read the original text there. It doesn't matter how you get the teachings. It doesn't matter. But the fact that you're here and you want to learn more, great, good. And hopefully next Sunday we will have more guests and it'll be a little bit more structured. But what I wanted to talk about was when we begin to understand the makeup of who we truly are. Who are we as mankind? We are the highest level of matter and the lowest level of spirit. Somebody's coming in with a comment there. Oh my God, I see you there. And for some reason there's a delay. I apologize. I see that you made a comment, but I can't read it until I see you there. Hi, Asha, sweetheart. Good. If you're here, we can get you a copy. That would be fantastic. Thank you to the Theosophical Society out of London. Damon, I believe you might be watching, or if you catch the rewatch, thank you for all that you do. They also offer a diploma course in Theosophy and a higher diploma, which is if you want to learn more about the origin of man, the origin of the universe, then you can start there. If you want to learn about afterlife, if you want to learn about, well, all of the ways to cope, grief, death, life, birth, who were we, who are we, who are we? Can I ask you that? That is a big question. My son asks me that all the time. Mom, what's the purpose of life? And I say, oh, good. He is watching. There he is. Damon is he's the general manager of the Theosophical Society headquarters out of London. So I know that he's got his eyes on me, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I just feel it's time we come out here. We need to bring these teachings out into the world." And folks right now are at home with time on their hands, and they have their phones and they have their computers. Never has there been a better time for us to be able to get these teachings out there, because it isn't about what we teach or how we practice them. It's you. These teachings are all about you and who you truly are. When my son asks me, yes, purpose, thank you. Hi, Amber, you're here. Welcome, welcome. The purpose is to evolve through love. That is a perfect answer. We are here to learn. Welcome to class. Not this particular group. Well, yeah, we are learning here. I'm learning with you. This is a circle. I'm seated. I'm not at a podium. We are learning. When you incarnate, when you are here on this planet, you are here to learn, and you are to evolve, as Amber says, through love. It is through love. And I know that sounds like a lot of people hear love and they immediately think romantic love or familial love or other types of love. Hang on. Hi, everybody. Hi, welcome. H is here. Welcome back, H. It's good to have you. This is a Sunday night trailblazing. We're getting ready to do this from every Sunday. We're going to do this every Sunday from 7 to 8, whether I like it or not. So that's just the way that it is. And I'm grateful that you're here. Allison is saying, it's a discipline to follow your higher self until you know who is you within. Self people will fall. Okay. So self people will, is that fall or fail? Stand by 1 second for glasses. Will fall. Yes, some people will fall. That's absolutely the truth. And I'm grateful that you're here. I am grateful that you're here. The purpose, I would say, of us is, yes, we are here to learn. And this is the only place that learning can take place. You can study all you want, but unless you become these teachings and you overcome yourself, you will not experience, you can memorize stuff all you want to. You'll still be a jellyfish spiritually. You've got to put these things into practice. Okay, so it isn't about, thank you, hi there, Top Jet, welcome. Evolve energy of love. That's beautifully put. Yes, evolve. You're here to overcome and grow and love. And love is the opposite of fear, not hate. It's not the opposite of hate. I was going to talk about that. By falling, we pick ourselves back up and we learn. Yes, we're always learning everything. Everything is a lesson in Theosophy. Theosophy I use in every single part of every day. Even when I was setting this up and I had the phone going weird and I had the light weird and I've got a headache and we've got money issues and there's all this other stuff going on and all the news, all that. Theosophy can be applied in every one of these situations for understanding the bigger picture. Who are we? Who are we? Let me ask. Amber Z, love has no conditions and no judgments. Love is compassion. If you were to boil down the teachings of Theosophy, and that would take quite a bit of doing, it would come down to compassion. That's what I usually say when people go, what's Theosophy? Well, I go, if you really want to completely just put it in one word, it's compassion. It is compassion. It's love. It's balance. It's unity. What is unity? We always say that we are united, but are we really united? How can those people over there be those people over there if there's not a we? This is not happening to one particular group of people. This is happening to our whole planet. We live in a ball. We live on a ball. Hi there, Singularity. Welcome to our second, which is actually our first official Sunday night circle gathering. And I thought about the way to say this would be, it would be less weird if I just called it a circle gathering. I don't know what else to call it. And I don't know. Sometimes I have to say, I don't know what I'm doing. I just am showing up to do it because somebody's got to do it. So let's do it. So we have, I feel that fear is the rooting of hate. Yes, because one cannot hate unless they first fear. That's true. And right now we are in a state of fear. And what are we afraid of? Right now, what are you afraid of? You're afraid of losing your family, losing your loved ones? Are you afraid of catching this virus? Do you have this virus right now? If you do, the survival rate is fantastic. The healthcare workers like Asha are out there doing all that they possibly can. We are functioning at our biggest ability in science to be able to overcome this. We will overcome this. There will be the other side, and we will be a changed society because of it. But if you do not have the virus right now and people around you are at this, where we're doing everything we can, staying social distancing, we don't need to be in such a great state of fear. if we don't have to be, because rarely, if ever, and even in this case, even in this huge COVID-19 coronavirus upheaval, even in this state, there is not cause for fear of the very worst possible thing taking place, because rarely, if ever, does the worst possible thing take place. I just can't feel the fear. I want to help others feel at ease. Yes, okay, if you have that compassion, that empathy, if you are an empath and you feel you want to help, terrestrial aura, I cannot say this enough. Please, please, please pick up and begin to study these teachings that have been around since the beginning of time. They go back through the Alexandrian philosophers, Socrates and Plato, Pythagoras, Paracelsus. You go even further back to Jacob Boehme. I say his name, I think it's Boehme. I'm not sure. I might be saying it wrong. B-O-A-M-E. Anyway, Jacob Boehme. And you have, you've got Manly P. Hall. Manly P. Hall, The Secret Teachings of All Ages. This stuff has been coming through since the beginning of time, and it can be traced all the way back to before recorded history. Okay, so we can understand that there's a much bigger picture at hand. There is a much bigger picture. We are not just this lifetime. We are not just this one particular self. Thank you so much for doing everything that you do. Thank you, Singularity. Thank you for being here. I don't know, I'm going to be honest, I don't know what I'm doing. I just know I have to do it. And so I would like to help to ease your fear. And terrestrial aura, where you are, Asha, where you are, H. All of you guys then become these beacons of light. If you're able to overcome your own self, then by contagion, love by contagion, compassion by contagion will help the earth. This will help others. So looking at the world of the senses. We're in the world of the senses. Taste, touch, sound, sight, and taste. What am I missing? Taste. Anyway, I'm missing smell. Yes, smell. Anyway. There's much more to us than that. This is just what we are wearing. We are recording, spreading star seeds of light. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. We are all stardust. I know you've heard that before, but we're on a ball floating through Earth. We're on a ball floating through space. What is space? What is time? If you want the answers to these questions, believe it or not, this is science. This is quantum physics. This is philosophy. And this is religion, but I would go with spirituality. That's what Theosophy is. It is not going to divide, it unites. Okay. So what we were talking about is the world of the senses. When we realize that this is just one chapter of who we are, that there is far more, we came from somewhere and we are going somewhere. Everything combined, that's why I love this. Yes, it's everything combined. It's true. So, and it's funny because the religions do fight, obviously. There's been endless suffering because of the who's more loving, who's more correct. Wordsworth, this is coming up in this Key to Theosophy episode that'll be up this week. Wordsworth talking about the understanding of the soul and who you truly are. Where did I put that? Hang on one second. I wanted to read that to you. Here we go. Okay, this is good because there is so much more than just this physical incarnation. In the words of Wordsworth, our birth is but a sleep and a forgetting. The soul that rises with us, our life's star, hath elsewhere had its setting and cometh from afar. So you're in eternity now as much as you will ever be. And understanding that what is taking place on this planet, planet Earth, which is a place of great suffering, it is, but we are here to bring in the light. That's what you're doing here. That's why you're here. You're here to leave this world a little better than when you got here. Yes, consciousness streams that literally create this man-made matter. Yes, yes, of these lives that we perceive. Yes. So is this an illusion? Many say yes. Okay, if we can look at, is there something beyond us, something far greater? Yes. There is something far greater, and we are all a part of it. And that's the thing, is that people go, oh, these avatars and these wise men that come, the masters, the sages through the ages, they've all come and they've all said, listen, it's about love, and you are one another. Do unto others as you would have done unto you. These are not just words of a suggestion. These are words of truth. Because that karmic balance, if you want to learn about karma, everything is karma. We are experiencing global karma right now together. And we're all in this together. And as far as fear goes, how can we ease that fear? What is it that we can do? If we were to go ahead and take a look at these teachings, my introduction to them was coming across, well, it was the first, is this it? Yeah, there we go. No, this is the advanced course. But anyway, hang on a second. We are the microcosm and the macrocosm. Amen? Yes. Yes, when I studied on the diploma course in Theosophy, I remember the book that I got, which was Man is the Universe in Miniature. And I was like, what? Why do we think we call this the solar plexus? There is so much more going on. You're new to Theosophy. I believe in a loving God. I do not believe in doctrine and religion. And an emphatic and healing clairvoyant, and also among, oh good, I'm glad you're interested. Okay, well, you're in the right place. You're not here by accident. Nothing happens by accident. Good. If you're new to it, research it. I do book studies on this channel. I do Theosophical shorts on this channel. I voiced audiobooks on this channel. There are many other places to get the information, but the most important thing is remember the name. It is good. Thank you. Welcome, Angie. It was the predecessor to this book, which is called the Advanced Course in Yogi Philosophy and Oriental Occultism. So basically, it was the 14 lessons in Yogi Philosophy and Oriental Occultism. Okay, and I thought, what is Yogi Philosophy? What is that? And as I began to read these books, which were written down by a man named William Walker Atkinson, he was a New Thought movement author, and he wrote under the name of Yogi Ramacharaka. So there isn't really a Yogi Ramacharaka. That is a nom de plume. Atman is Atman. I read that as Batman. Atman is Brahman. I am not used to having real Theosophy students. Yes, Brahman. If you do not know what that means, Atma, the Buddhi, Atma, the vehicle of that. We are a sevenfold being. And so there's far more to the physical, far more to our spiritual, the higher and lower mind. If you think of these Atman is Brahman. I cannot believe I actually had a comment like that. I apologize because without my glasses, I saw Batman, and I'm so used to getting trolled that I am so relieved to see you there, sweetheart. Yes, the absolute, the everything that there is. Yes, I love you. I love you so much too. Thank you. If you knew what I have to deal with on a majority of the time, it is so refreshing to have genuine, real students that want to learn more about this. And we're going to get there. Okay. So yes, what she is talking about is that you're talking about you have the ancient Eastern religions. Okay. And they're going to be close. Buddhism is close. But all the religions have some form of truth in it. Omnism. Okay. Does anybody know the term omnism? Omnists believe that there is some truth in all of the world's religions, but not one religion has all of the truth. That is a very theosophical thing. So I would have to say I'm an omnist as well. So there's some truth there, but somewhere it's gotten mixed up along the way. And if you want to, she's saying secret SMI, hang on. Syncretism, yes, okay, good. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Terrestrial Aura. Okay, let me explain how this came to be. And I'm going to read something from these lessons. Okay, this was believe it or not, before the internet, way back in the olden days, they had these mail-out courses. And the course in Yogi Philosophy and Oriental Occultism was mailed out to students. And it was very, very affordable. And William Walker Atkinson, I believe, he's a theosophist. These teachings are coming through in channels. They're coming through and being written down. He did not come up with this. This stuff is ancient, just like Helena Petrovna Blavatsky, who wrote down the most important collection, I'd say the biggest collection and the most substantial collection of the last 2,000 years. She wrote them down. She did not come up with them. They came through her. So if you can believe in any other spiritual text, why can you not believe in these? Just because this isn't 2,000 years old. Okay, anyway, all I know is that I have, through my study, through my application, through my understanding, I have come to understand there. Okay, I'm not showing, yeah, okay, good, I apologize. I never get phone calls, ever. Anyway, okay, so going back to I thought I blocked that. Okay. Going back to William Walker Atkinson and the 14 lessons, talking about fear. I want to read this to you. And if you want to listen to the book, it's actually on this channel, but I started back in 2014 and I read it a little fast. So if you'd like to, hang on one second, let me make sure that we're still live. Are we still? I think we are. Okay. And if you want to read along with me, you can get a copy of the free ebook over on the Living Theosophy website. And then also you can listen to it here on the channel. But right here, I'm going to read to you about fear. Okay. This is page 179 in the 14 lessons in psychic influence and the power of fear and what we're going through right now, because I can see that I have been on for a while. Okay. From this point, you will gradually develop into that consciousness which assures you that when you say I, you do not speak only of the individual entity, okay? Because how can we be united if we are not one another? We are one. You hear that all the time. Unlearning to learn so much more. Thousands of years of conditioning will take time to undo. Yes. This is a perfect time to self-reflect. Yes, this is the time. That's why the title says, now is the time, gathering circle number 2. Do you follow Quana? No, I do not. If so, do you feel the world waking up? Yes, I believe the world is waking up. I believe that, if we expect to see it in one lifetime, that's ridiculous. I think we need to sow some seeds and we need to do our part. And I believe in the goodness of humanity. I do. And I believe there are many, many paths to the same sun. So just because I'm studying Theosophy and sharing Theosophy with you does not mean you're not going to be able to find it in other texts. You will find it in the writings of Plato, if you wish. Okay, so in Psychic Influence, 14 Lessons, page 179. From this point, you will gradually develop into that consciousness which assures you that when you say I, you do not speak only of the individual entity, with all its strength and power, but know that the I behind it is the power and strength of the spirit and is connected with an inexhaustible supply of force, which may be drawn upon when needed. Such a one can never experience fear, for he has risen far above it. Fear is the manifestation of weakness, and so long as we hug it to us and make it a bosom friend of it, we will be open to the influence of others. But by casting aside fear, we take several steps upward in the scale and place ourselves in touch with the strong, helpful, fearless, courageous thought of the world, and we leave behind the old weaknesses and troubles of the old life. When a man learns that nothing can really harm him, now I know that sounds strange, but if you only believe in this particular lifetime and this particular self, then you're not going to get this. There's more to you than this. This is going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay. Okay, when a man learns that nothing can really harm him, fear seems a folly. And when man awakens to a realization of his real nature and destiny, he knows that nothing can harm him, and consequently, fear is discarded. So it has been well said, and this is attributed to Kennedy, but there is nothing to fear but fear. Now, this book was written back at the turn of the 1900s, back in 1904. Anyway, it has well been said that there's nothing to fear but fear, and that is way older than that, okay? And in the epigram is concealed a truth, which all advanced occultists, and if you are looking outside of the box, then you are an occultist. If you're looking outside of the known, then you're an occultist. You don't have, it doesn't mean practicing witch or something. It can, but it doesn't equate to that, okay? The abolishing of fear places in the hands of man a weapon of defense and power, which renders him almost invincible. Why do you not take this gift? Why do you not take this gift, which is so freely offered to you? Let your watchwords be, I am fearless, and I am free. So, okay, I see you. Are you guys still there? I see 17 of you are there. Good. Okay, so in these texts of the 14 lessons in the advanced course, and I thought, what is yogi philosophy? Yogi, what is yoga? Yoga means to unite, actually. It means to unite. And that's why the exercises, that is a form of discipline, physical discipline, to unite the lower mind with the higher mind. And if you want to take every religious text that you've ever come across and replace the word God or whatever avatar is there, and then man with higher self and lower self, and then realize that you are the temple, okay? You. It isn't a place that you're going to go to. It isn't somebody that you're going to go see. It isn't somebody here on YouTube. It is you. Okay? And the higher self, that is your God. That is your divine. It's like your lower self is your man. Okay? You are man and God. So we always think, how can we unite these things? Where is this taking place? It must be above the clouds in some cartoon-like drawing kind of a thing. It's not like that at all. It's actually taking place inside you at this very moment. Did I miss a comment? Okay, apologize. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for being here. Yes, so it is in overcoming yourself and uniting that mind with the higher mind, the vices and the virtues. We talk about those all the time. So you have anger. Fear leads to anger. People are angry right now because their lives are upset and nothing is as it was. Somebody just made a comment and I want to make sure. The allegories in the Bible explain what you are now. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, there's lots of truth in the Bible. There's lots of truth in all of the religious texts. There is, and there are. And the allegories that you mentioned, if allegory is a very good word. Allegory, these parables, these sayings, we take them literally. We take them literally. And that is a big mistake. And a lot of people then pontificate this literal truth because their parents did, and their parents did, and their parents did. So there's a lot of allegory in the Garden of Eden, and I could go on and on about that, but I'm not going to do that in this one. Okay, somebody's talking to me. Hang on 1 second. I love Alan Kardec. The Beginner's Mind, Zazen, Eastern Philosophy. I teach yoga, meditation, guide, and currently learning quantum healing, Reiki, and holistic healing in Western Australia. Welcome to you, honey. Thank you for doing what you do. There are many ways back to the truth. It's like if we're looking at the sun, okay, and we're all looking at it from all over the world, and everybody's going, well, I can see it through these trees, so that's the sun that's real. Everybody else's sun is not. There is one sun, and of that sun, this flame that is within you, this is hypothetically speaking, but it's really true, is that source, the sun is our source, right? And we are all flames inside everything. Everyone is a divine flame. Everything is of this source. There's nothing that isn't of it. Like this is not of it. This is of it. This is of it. You're of it. I am of it. How can it not be? Okay, so within us is the divine flame. We are pieces of this divine source. So we are not the sun, but we are the same thing as the sun. So does that make any sense to you? Does that make any sense to you? I hope it does. If you wish to learn more, please, please, please look into the teachings of Theosophy. Please, what do you feel consciousness is? What do you feel consciousness is? We are able to think as man. We are able to think and self-realize. We realize who we are. Absolutely. Thank you, Amber. I think that phone call kind of threw me off a little bit. I wonder if I need to get that. I hope not. Yeah, we can see our flames if we tune in. Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Well, I'm glad that makes sense. Good. If it makes sense, please, please, please look into the study of Theosophy. Look into these teachings. Light on the Path, a tiny little book. Teeny. Look how tiny. It's tiny. This text packs such a powerful punch. And on this channel, we do the book studies. You can see me start them. I'm like, I don't know, let's just start. So we read them. And then if you'd like a free copy, you can go to the website, go to the Living Theosophy website, go to the free ebook section, and you can get a copy. If this is too daunting, and it is for most, the Secret Doctrine, I believe, again, is humanity's textbook. I don't know why I feel the need to say this so loudly, but I do. It is humanity's textbook. There are 2 volumes here. This is volume 1, Cosmogenesis, and Anthropogenesis is the other. And this is Cosmogenesis. What's Genesis mean? The beginning of the cosmos. Where did the universe come from? And then you have Anthropogenesis, anthro meaning man, Genesis, anthropomorphic, man looking. It's the origin of man. Okay, so we're wondering where they, thank you. I'm glad that makes sense. So here we have, if you want to start, you just want to begin somewhere, why not start with something light? And you can pick up Light on the Path. And this little book, A True Jewel, belongs to and emanates from the same school of Indo-Aryan and Buddhist thought and learning as the teachings in the Secret Doctrine. It's a little bit lighter. And I see a few of you coming in here. I see a comment there. Can't see what that is, but I will in a second. Oh, hi there, Gregory. Do you recommend exploring the works of Steiner and Bailey? Thanks. Yes, Rudolf Steiner and Alice Bailey. Yes, Rudolf Steiner went on to be, well, he was a Theosophist to begin with, and then he went and had his own vein where it was more man-oriented. And Alice Bailey has written down some very important texts as well. I have to find and follow my own vibe, if that makes any sense. What makes sense to me are these teachings. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't find truth in what Rudolf Steiner has said, because they're talking about the same thing, like Krishnamurti was actually groomed to be the new Christ by Theosophists in the beginning of the last century. And what he was saying are these ancient teachings. Again, the New Age movement is cherry-picked from these teachings. As a matter of fact, is it Carlos Castaneda? I believe Carlos Castaneda's The Way of the, what is it? What's the name of his book? Help me out with this. What's the name of his book? Carlos Castaneda wrote a book in the 1970s. He paraphrased some of William Walker Atkinson in that. And that's not really William Walker Atkinson. This is like Theosophy, an introduction to Theosophy. Anyway, so yes, that was attributed to William Walker Atkinson, talking about the aura and all kinds of things. So then he went off and became, his own little cult, and human nature tends to take over, unfortunately. But if we can remove human nature from the teachings, and then just understand and try to find the pure teachings themselves, they will shine like gold. You'll be able to recognize them because they're synonymous. They actually, they are like there and here, and you're like, oh, I understand, that matches, that makes sense. And you can find the truth in all of the religions. You can find it, it's in there. Look for the commonalities in our religions rather than our differences. And remember that we live on in a ball. We are on a ball. Where are the borders? Where are the sides? I don't understand that. I never have been able to understand that. This virus is happening to all of us. It didn't start somewhere else and it's coming to get just me. It's here. It is here to awaken humanity. It's here for us to take a look at how we treat each other, how we treat animals, how we treat the planet. And look how well nature is doing right now. Nature is the true church. You are the temple, okay? Nature is where we're going to find these answers. That's what it talks about in the objectives of Theosophy, is that we are to look for the hidden laws in nature. And I believe this is very much nature is doing this, because we're the virus. We're the bacteria. That is, we have not been treating each other. We've not been treating the planet. We've not been treating other beings the way that we should. And I believe that this is an earth shaker. And I wonder if I should read that quote from you, Damon. It's not from you, it's from HPB, but Damon sent me a quote. Do you recommend exploring the works of Steiner? Devil's Herb Castaneda book. Okay, yeah. I don't know what that means, but Carlos Castaneda, I do know, did plagiarize some from William Walker Atkinson, who was talking about that. So I don't know if I should read this quote, but maybe, why not? Maybe we should. Let's do it. Okay, I'm just going to do it. You know why? Because I think I should. So let's do it. We're live. And this is something that Damon was talking about. Let me see if I can find his quote. Hang on. Where'd it go? No. Oh, no. There it is. I wonder if I can read this. There's 20 of you here in this room right now. Okay. This is a... Okay. There's a little bit of it. It's a little bit too long. I thought it'd be a little bit shorter. I might save this till next Sunday. Yeah, it's a little bit long. It's like several pages long. So I'm not going to, but a disease which is epidemic. It talks about, well, basically they're telling you what's taking place when a disease like this does come into play. These things do not happen by accident. This is not, whoops. This is on purpose. Everything happens exactly as it should, and everything is going to be all right. Gives you a tease. Okay, give you a tease for next Sunday. Come back next Sunday and we'll talk about it. Hang on here. Stand by. This is so awkward. Okay, here we go. I have not pre-read this. He's giving me a large quote from The Last Song of the Swan by Helena Petrovna Blavatsky. Okay. Da, 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 da. What is in reality that unknown monster, which seems to travel with the rapidity of some sensational news that started with the object of dishonoring a fellow creature, which is almost ubiquitous and which shows such strange discrimination in the selection of its victims? Why does it attack the rich and powerful? Anyway, I'm going to have to go ahead and do some research here before I read this because I don't know which part I'm reading. But there are explanations about everything in the Theosophical teachings. And Damon, I apologize for going directly into that, but I wanted to at least include you somehow. So hopefully next week, what we're going to be having is we will have Zoom can be on here, which means we can have guests and we will have speakers from the Theosophical movement. We will have folks that are also like you guys. I've popped away from you. I apologize. I would love to. What happened? Did you retract a message? Don't. Let me see what it was. What was it? Anyway, I am grateful that you are here. And if you are rewatching this, know that we're going to meet on Sundays at 7 p.m. to try to ease the fear. This is not happening by accident. Nothing is by accident. This is our own destiny. We are a part of this. If we've incarnated and it's 2020 and it's April 5th, this is part of our karma too. Hang on, somebody just said something and I want to make sure I'm refreshing the page so I could see you. I like this virus. I feel like this virus can only affect those of a vibration to receive it. I say that with love. I understand. I understand what you're saying. I do understand though that that would probably that would be hurtful for some folks that feel like, especially when you don't understand why the innocent suffer. When people say, if there is a God, then why are there children that are suffering? Well, because there's more to our story. There is far more to our story than just this lifetime. Okay, when we understand that we have been around many, many, many times, we are in eternity. I'll say that again. As much as we will ever be, we are in eternity now, as much as we will ever be. Look up, okay, Oanon. Okay. The fall of the satanic cabal. Arrest started on the 4th pillar. Okay, Pizzagate, yeah. Okay, well, I will do that. I will do that. I know what you mean. It's such a delicate topic. It is delicate. And why do some people leave when they leave? Why are some people only here for a few minutes? Why are some people here for a few years? Why are some people here for 90 years? We always think that 99 at an old folks home is a win. Every single solitary one of us is going to die. We're dying right now. We are closer to death now than we were when we began this conversation. And so some of us will pass away from COVID. Some of us won't. Some of us will pass away from car accident or skydiving or an airplane crash or heart disease or suicide. And there is a really important video about suicide. Suicide is not death. And this is explained in the Theosophical teachings. It is not death. It's a physical death, but you don't get to leave Earth. Sorry. And you can't check out of your lesson early. You cannot cut class. You can't. And so look back at the video in suicide on this channel. It's about William Q. Judge. Do you have more to voice from Yogi Ramacharaka? There's tons to voice from Yogi Ramacharaka. There's tons to voice. Right now, I voice the voice of the silence, the light on the path, and the 14 lessons. And I would like to voice more, but I feel it's more important right now to get out there and share these teachings with you as a presenter. That's what I do. So to help ease your fear, we're all in this together. We are not separate beings. We are not separate from one another. This is just one chapter in our time period on this planet. We will get through this. We will get through this and we will be wiser. And I hope that we will be more compassionate. I do. I believe that there is going to be much good to come out of this. And I wanted to talk about the power of thought. I can see that I have talked for, I have no idea, a long time. My thing went when the phone went. Anyway, the power of thought. You've heard of The Secret. You've heard of, the power of positive thinking, that kind of stuff. It is imperative, especially right now, for us to remove ourselves from the state of fear, because thoughts are living forces. We've talked about that before. 14 Lessons was read so beautifully. Thank you. I think I could do a much better job. But thank you. Love listening to the 14 Lessons again and again. If you want to, if you go back and listen, I would highly recommend going to the gear button and pushing that to 75% so you can hear it much slower, because I speak too fast, I think. And that's just my own honest opinion. Okay, the power of thought. Thoughts are real things. Thoughts are energy, just like electricity, just like what's powering these bulbs around me. Thoughts are real. So if we have a mass amount of people feeling fear and loss, that's going to actually manifest. That is going to manifest more of the same. If we can remove ourselves from fear and understand that there's a bigger picture, there's a reason for this particular downtime. There's a reason for us to reflect on how we're treating each other and the planet. There's a reason for all of this. Yes, thoughts are fear-based. Yes, well, thoughts that are fear-based. Yes, that's true. That is so true what you just said right there. I'm going to read back her comment. This is Terrestrial Aura. Thoughts that are fear-based make us more susceptible to receiving negative energy back. Fear is the opposite of love, okay? Fear then brings in anger. And we were talking about this, I think, right before I got... Yes, it is a wonderful moment to be on the planet. It is a wonderful moment to be on the planet. And we're going to be able to see the other side of this. And if we do happen to catch the virus and not be there, then our stories don't end there. Okay, it's not the end. We don't end when we die. There's physical death, but there is not an ending. There's far more to us, and we go on. Yes, says, what defeats fear? Love. It's true. That's the opposite. So you have anger. People think that hate is the opposite of love, but you can't have hate without fear. And what happens when you're in fear? You end up hating. You can end up hating and causing far more suffering than necessary. So if we can step out of that and look that there is a much bigger picture, there is a bigger picture. Where can you find the information that you need to be able to apply these lessons? In the teachings of Theosophy. I cannot recommend strongly enough, out of the Theosophical headquarters out of London, the diploma course. Now that's already underway for 2020. Or getting your copy, if you live in the United Kingdom, of the Key to Theosophy. Or you can go to the Living Theosophy website and you can get a free download of these books. Or you can listen to me read them to you on this channel. Or you can just Google and find out for yourself the word Theosophy. This is the ancient religion of mankind back. I want to say it's not a religion. It's what came before the religions. It's what the fundamental truth of all the religions are. Our slogan in the Theosophical Society is, there is no religion higher than truth. So this is the ancient knowledge, the archaic wisdom that belongs to all of mankind. So if you're looking at where I'm getting some of this stuff, I'm getting all of this stuff from Theosophy, and I'm only able to share it from my perspective. So that's why I'm looking forward to having some guests so we can have other people in here as well. So many options. Well, I hope so. I hope that there are many options. So stepping out of fear will help you to understand and trust that there's a much bigger plan, a much bigger picture, a much bigger thing for you. Here you're coming with all these comments. Hang on one second. Okay. The Secret Doctrine says it best. It is such a long book. Now is the perfect time to read it. That's true. This is a daunting text. It's hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of very intense science, philosophy, spirituality, and then some. And they have said that when this came through, that this is not even it in its entirety. As gnarly as this is a huge text. This is the textbook for humanity. This is it. This is what we need to look at. But a lot of people find diving into this a little bit difficult, because if you were to just start reading, it talks about the races and the root races. Race does not mean ethnicity in this case. Race means a wave of humanity, a wave of beings on this planet. And waves of humanity have come and gone on this planet. Okay, so it's not just, we're not just 60,000 years old. We're much older than that. Read and meditate, doors will be wide open. Absolutely, yes. Meditate, meditate. Learn to silence that thought of fear. If you can, be quiet. Even if you just listen to your breath, just lay down and close your eyes and listen to your breath. Breath in, breath out. What you want to do is pay attention to something other than the constant chatter of your mind, and just get to be in tune with you, because you are all that there is. It is all about you. You are both higher and lower. So lower is where we have the primal fears and angers and lust and greed and selfishness and ignorance, all that. And then higher is compassion, love, unity, understanding, empathy, all that stuff. You have both, okay? And it's that connection, what they call Jacob's ladder, the antakarana, am I saying that right? That connects the two. Okay, so there's more about that in the teachings of Theosophy. I don't even know how long we've been on. How long have we been on? A long time. If somebody can, I have no idea. What time is it? Can somebody give me the time? I have no idea. Anyway, I'm grateful that you're here. Next week, I hope to have, like Kundalini. Yes. Yeah. Well, like Kundalini. Yes. The opening up of that. Somebody's giving me the time there. Thank you. 50 minutes. Okay, good. We have about 10 minutes left. Good. Kundalini, okay, thank you. 2:49 to 7:49. Thank you so much. I was going to have some guests on by phone because we wanted to have some other people come in and talk about their journey, other theosophists, other people that are on their spiritual path. We're all on the path together. The path we share. The path is actually us. And so when you are walking it, it is not a place. It's the light comes from within you, and your next indicated step is revealed. And so we're all on this path together. So I thought, why don't we come up with a place that we can meet and we can have, and it's not just going to be me talking. So we're going to have other folks come on as well. So I'd like to get Zoom up and running so we can do that. I would like to ease your fears and let you know that there is hope, there is help, and there is another way of looking at what is taking place rather than the interdimensional truth. Yes, 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 that's true. The interdimensional truth, there's a whole bunch going on inside. So now that we have to go inside, I know you've seen the memes, go inside. Go inside, go out in nature. You're still allowed to walk around outside. Look how it is thriving because we're leaving it the F alone. It is thriving. Look at the skies. Look at the rivers. Look at the ocean. Look at the streets. Look at the birds. Listen to the birds. Okay, we need to pay attention because nature is the true church. You are the temple, all right? You are the temple. And I wish I could read the comments when they come up there. I have a delay. So there it is. The interdimensional truth is the last one. Oh, there it is. It says, okay. Exactly. I'm out. Are you in it now? Good. That is the perfect place to listen to these teachings. That's what I do. I put my headphones in and I listen to these texts. If you can't get an audio copy, there are audiobooks available. I have voiced them. They're available. You can go over to the Living Theosophy channel and check those out if you wish. I put them on a much cheaper price than they are on the global retail outlets. I can't set my cost out there. I'd like to give them away. And they are free here on YouTube. It says nature has its own laws and teachings. That's true, Dominic. Dominic, yes, nature. We must pay attention to nature. That is God. I'm just going to say it. That is our visible God. It is nature. It is the cosmos. It is earth. It is us. It is life. Nature is our true church. We're destroying this to build up these buildings where we think we can have more gold. And that's something is terribly wrong. Something has gone terribly, terribly wrong. We need to pay attention. Nature does have laws, many that we don't understand yet. And through the application and the understanding and the practice, the practical application of Theosophy, we might be able to access, well, the keys that we need to move forward. So it provides everything. Yes, it's true. Nature has everything in it, everything in it. Paracelsus said that everything is poison. It's all in the dose. Everything that we need is out there. It's everything we need is out there. It provides everything. So all the medicines, everything. Actually, it is, if you listen to the alchemists and how they talk about what they were telling the church, they were turning the metals into gold. The church liked that because that was going to be beneficial for them. But the true transmutation is of the lower self into the golden of the higher self. That's the true transmutation that we need to do. And all of us can do that wherever we're at. And the fact that we can't get out and hang out with our friends or go someplace or whatever, it can take place here online. It can take place, right? It doesn't have to be on this channel either. It can be wherever, but it's important that we share these teachings. Things that, yes, essence and the unknown to things. Yes, okay. Provides everything in the world. Yep. Thanks. It says DK mentions harmony through chaos, and that seems to relate to our current situations. Are there any specific texts you would recommend which describe this current situation? Are there any specific texts? Well, I'm here talking about this one is what I believe is humanity's textbook. This is called The Secret Doctrine. If you weren't on earlier, these were written down at the end of the 19th century. They are extremely, a lot of science, a lot of quantum physics in there as well. And they are full of religion and philosophy. This is cosmogenesis. And the other one is anthropogenesis. So I would highly recommend at least leaning in that direction. If you'd like an introduction to them and you like a lighter one, hit Light on the Path. Light on the Path does not talk about this current situation, but Light on the Path helps you get in tune with who you truly are. Light on the Path this is like a miracle. It's like a pamphlet, but every time you visit it, something new comes out of it. It's unbelievable. Yes, I use my body as a great tool of alchemy by utilizing it in so many nature's herbs and gifts from across the world. Yes, alchemy. Yes, the alchemists were talking about the same thing as well. The Kabbalists as well. Okay, so I started, this was the book that came before this one, which is the advanced course. This is the advanced course in Yogi philosophy and Oriental occultism, but it's the 14 lessons, which is on this channel, and I read it to you. And if you'd like to get a copy of that book, you can. It's Yogi Philosophy Theosophy. I had to rename it so I could voice it. It's available on the Living Theosophy website as well. And you can get a free downloadable copy. And we can talk about in there is this spiritual, you have the astral world is here beyond the border, after what happens after we die, occult therapeutics, healing, human magnetism, telepathy and clairvoyance, all this great stuff. It's all in here. It's all in here. The Spiritism channel would be a great collab. He's a humble fellow. I'm corresponding with now in his study group, one of many, and it's free. Anybody can make a booking on his site. That's wonderful. If they're giving, these teachings should always be free. That's what is the dilemma, is that they always need to be free. So if I'm working and doing this all the time, how do you make a living doing this? You don't. But I can't not do this. That's what's so funny, is I cannot not do this. This must be done. And I am just simply here to be of service. So to answer your question, I would, if I were you, I would look into the Key to Theosophy, which will help introduce you to where you need to go. And this is a fantastic starter book, if you want to call it that. We do live book studies here on this channel. You can start anywhere you want. We're actually on number 31, which is taking us into section 8. And some things just, hang on. I know. Well, I'm doing it because I have to. It's weird. It's very strange. I can't not do it. And I don't know where the money's going to come from. I have no idea. I don't know. And that's not important. What is important is that all of my life, I have been a speaker. All of my life, I've been a voice. I started doing, I did singing telegrams was my first job. Then it was stand-up comedy. Then it was, I was a tour guide at Universal Studios and at Hearst Castle for the state of California. Then it was radio and television. And now, after all those years, I have been seasoned enough to be able to speak about something that I believe actually has true worth. And that is an honor to do. So, and that would be the teachings of Theosophy. Theos, gods, Sophia, wisdom. I would love to collaborate with someone. Let's see, hence many words. Okay, yes, get it's. I don't know if it's my calling. I'm just doing it. I'm serious. You are your own currency. Okay, yeah, well, that's true. I'm just going to do it because I believe that it will help people. If it can help with the suffering and it can help alleviate the pain and fear, then absolutely. Then my time on this planet has not been wasted. And I don't care really. I've always had enough, and I've been bankrupt before, and it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's fine. The most important thing is, though, that there is hope and there is help, and you can have access to these teachings. Look up Theosophy on your own. Listen to the texts that are on this channel. I'll have a new episode up for the Key to Theosophy this week. That'll be edited and up, and we're exploring reincarnation and rebirth and talking about that there's more to our story. Okay, this is just the grounding realm. Practice. Yeah. Money became a detail. When you're on the path, money became a detail. I don't really think about money that much. It's interesting. I really don't. My husband doesn't like that very much because he does. But I don't, because there's always going to be enough. You always have enough. Everything's going to be fine. It's true. Once upon a time. Disneyland cast member. Oh, Disneyland cast member, were you? Good. Then you understand when you're out there and you're in the public and you got to deal. See, I have a thick skin. I have a very thick skin and I'm able to speak. So what is it that I feel I should speak about? It's these teachings. Why? Because I wish to help ease the unnecessary suffering of all beings on our planet. And we've touched base and we've answered some questions. We've talked about fear. We've talked about the texts. We talked about being able to be quiet enough to hear where and what you truly are during this silent time, during this downtime, going inside the house and going within. You make art, writings, and audio recording that I don't know where it comes from other than the inner wisdom. That's exactly where it comes from. What is imagination anyway? It's true. What is it? People say, oh, it's just made it up. Well, where'd you make it up from? Is the brain a receiver or a sender? It's both. You receive, yeah, it's like messages. Yeah, well, good. Then I say follow that. If you're feeling that, share that. That's what you're here for. We're not here just to be super special and put on a pedestal. That's not what it's about at all. There doesn't need to be any golden ceilings or big pointy hats or anything like that. What is important is love, compassion, unity, understanding, empathy, and just love is love and compassion. So yes, so maybe intuitive receiver. Yeah. What is the brain? You can think about it. I don't have all the answers. As a matter of fact, the more I study Theosophy, the more I realize how very little I know. So next week we will have some guests on, hopefully. If not, they will be participating in another way. Hopefully it'll be Zoom. Exactly, we all have our unique form of expression to spread our seeds. Yes. Spread those seeds. These seeds were coming in at the end of the 1900s. It's time that those of us who have benefited from reading and experiencing this, we need to plant some seeds too, for trees that we will never see the shade from, because it is about this planet, healing this planet, and leaving this world a better place than when we got here. It says 3 years on the path, very deep, traveling over Brazil, spending almost nothing. Understand that every little thing is in perfect order. Every little thing is in perfect order. This is in perfect order. This is in perfect order. Everything is exactly as it's supposed to be. So with that, I'm sorry I didn't get Zoom up, but I will. And for the rewatchers, you are watching I'm literally taking the pickaxe and I'm hammering to build a foundation. So I'm hoping that this can be a place that we can meet and we can share ideas. We are in a circle. I am not on a platform talking to you. I am not a teacher. I am a student. I'm a dedicated student of Theosophy. And be the change you wish to see. Yes, that quote is attributed to Gandhi, but it is absolutely the truth. It's ancient truth. You become it. You are it. So Patreon, it says, okay, hang on. I just poked my eye out. No, I do not do Patreon. Oh, bless you. I don't do Patreon. I am on Periscope, but that's just if you like on this channel, you are able to give super chats, and that's probably as far as I'll go as far as asking for any money. That's like tips in the jar. If you don't know, it's super chats on YouTube. You're able to drop a little tip in the jar if you want to support your favorite broadcasters on YouTube. That's what they call them, super chats. So I'm not going to go into Patreon. I can't do that. I just can't. It feels wrong for me to do that. That's just too money oriented. So with that, let's go ahead and close. And I love being able to be here with you. We'll be here again next Sunday. And again, more structure will come. And I will be able to hopefully have some guests from the Theosophical Society out of London. That would be my first choice to shed some light on exactly what is taking place. So Damon, maybe that can be our theme for next week. And we can have just a little more insight on I don't know what's happening. Oh, a super chat came in. Look at that. Terrestrial Aura, thank you so much. that is the sweetest thing. Thank you. Thank you. You are so sweet. Thank you. Well, I love you. Thank you, Evelise. Welcome. And Army, thank you. That what you just saw was called a super chat. That's tips in the jar for your favorite broadcasters. And that helps me with the lights and the things that I need to buy and do here. And all of it goes back into sharing the message of Theosophy. That is the whole reason that I'm alive. And the reason this channel is called Living Theosophy is because if I was to die, I would say live, become the teachings of Theosophy on my headstone. Other than loving on my son and my husband, I would say become these teachings. That's how important I think it is. So what you just did, thank you so much for that. That is wonderful. She just gave me $5. $5. That's wonderful. So I don't think I could do Patreon. Patreon is like YouTube for creators, and they're there to make money. I'm here to share these teachings, and that would get too convoluted. I can't do that. These teachings must be free. They are free to all, and I love you and I appreciate you. So we'll see you here next Sunday, and let's talk about some things that you want to talk about. If you can bring some things to the table, if you'd like to be a guest on a future Sunday show, then all are welcome, and know that you are loved. And everything's going to be okay. I promise you. I promise you. Everything is going to be okay. It already is okay. It isn't going to be. Everything is okay. And if it isn't okay, it's not the end. We say that a lot here, but it's true. So thank you so, so, so much. And share this if you can. If you want to subscribe so you're notified, click the notification bell. Thank you. We will have guests if you'd like to be one. Drop me a line. You can contact me on the links I will be putting in down below. I love you very much. And you are such a warm welcome in this very quiet, kind of lonely time. You are a warm welcome presence, and you give me hope, and you inspire me. And I love you. And I think it's probably time to close because I'll talk all night. I'll talk all night. I'll see you next Sunday. Oh, actually, there'll be a new video up on this channel soon for the Key to Theosophy on Reincarnation. So keep an eye out for that. Thank you so much. Bless you. I love you. I love you. I'll see you soon. Okay. Bye.